Oh, yo. Greetings, cyberspace. It's your host, the Village Native TV, Russ Ruthless, the Village Abbot, Grandmaster Shaolin. Thank you for tuning in. I just finished episode 10 of On My Block, dog. And fuck, bruh. Fuck. So, I started watching On My Block, I think a couple of days ago. I think I watched like the first episode because I seen the trailer for it and I was like, okay, it's a teenage coming of age high school little dramedy, you know what I mean? But the first initial significance of it that sets it apart from any other typical high school dramedy or high school teen drama coming of age story is obviously it's called On My Block, nigga. So it's on the block, like, you know what I mean? These are black and Latino kids. So that alone was enough to pique my interest, especially once I, watched the first episode. But I was kind of thinking it was more along the lines of like being like a little teen romance story. You know what I mean? I was like, it's more of a little teen romance. Not really my cup of tea, you feel me? But I did go back to it. And that's one thing. If something can make me watch it and then I'm like, all right, I'm cool off that, and then brings me back, or if I just keep watching through, that's the kind of shit I watch. I watch shit that pulls me all the way through, you feel me? So, and it's kind of ironic because I was thinking to myself as I kept watching, I was like, yeah, I like this. It's fun, safe, and that's entertaining to me. And ultimately, the conclusion of the story was anything but fun and safe. And on the cuffs of just finishing the film by the title of Gook, which is also on Netflix, which I talked about in a previous video. Very similar outcome. And I think it's of no coincidence with what we're seeing in particularly American society right now, that we're getting these stories that are touching on this issue. And I don't want to do spoilers, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say how it ends because I want people to watch it, especially because it hasn't even been renewed yet. And that's funny to me because Stranger Things, let a season of Stranger Things hit, and off bat it's getting renewed. You know what I mean? Let a series like 13 Reasons Why, a show that arguably shouldn't even be on any platform. They shouldn't even be putting out a series like that. But oh bam, renewed for season 2, you know what I mean? Like right away. But let a show about some kids growing up in the hood, you know what I mean? Throw that out there and it's like, ooh, we're not too sure about this. We're not sure yet. Even though it's, you know what I mean, extremely good series. So I just finished it, and honestly, I searched it, you know what I mean? I put it through the search engine and it brought up a story from, some like blog site, and it said, let's talk about the crazy last 10 minutes of On My Block. And when I seen that, I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I want to see the ending. You know what I mean? I want to see how it ends because I had already gotten familiar with the characters. I'd seen about 3 episodes at that point. And actually today I binged it. I was like only on episode like 2 earlier this morning, and I just finished episode 10. It didn't take too long, seeing the episodes are only like what? Uh like 22 minutes. But I seen on Wikipedia it says it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's definitely, if you want my opinion, it's definitely worth the watch. It's definitely worth the binge. You know what I mean? I'm a sucker for binge watching. I love it. I love binge watching. some of the best series I've binge watched: Breaking Bad, off tops; Dexter, season 1 through 8; Shameless. I binge watched Shameless. A season of Shameless comes out, I binge watch it in like a day. Um, Weeds. Weeds was the last show I actually like binge watch. Binge watch. I don't consider Devilman Crybaby a binge watch because it's anime, but I did binge watch all 10 episodes. Most everybody did. That's pretty much the experience of Devilman Crybaby. You just watch the whole thing as one. So I don't really consider that binge watch. But like when it comes to like drama series, if it's dope and I can just sit there and episode after episode and binge watch, I will. I will. And I just binge watch On My Block, and it was dope. It's a dope series. I mean, it's. I feel like it's very uncommon for us to get this kind of a show where all the characters are quote unquote of color. You know what I mean? I hate when they say that, like, oh, these are kids of color, like, you know what I mean? But that's what it is. You know what I mean? So, On My Block, dope. I actually just found out about this movie that is up on Netflix. It's in Spanish. I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from, if it's coming out of like Mexico or if it's coming out of Spain. Actually, no, it does come out of Spain because I watched the beginning. They're in Madrid. Yeah, so it's a Spanish horror film coming out of Spain, and it's called Veronica, and I guess it gets down. I started watching it last night. I was really tired, so I didn't end up watching it. I just watched like the first 5 minutes I was engrossed. Like the first 5 minutes I was sitting right here, like right over here on my bed, and it was all dark in here. I was like, oh shit, like oh fuck, you know what I mean? So I'm about to watch that like after this, like after I'm done making this video. I'm finna dive into that pretty soon. It's been a while since I've seen a good horror movie. I can't even tell you the last good horror movie I seen. So I'm hoping for Veronica to really, you know what I mean, do what it's supposed to do. So I'm about to watch that movie, Veronica. I just finished On My Block. Definitely dope. I advise you go watch it, binge watch it. I mean, I didn't binge watch it right away. I think I started, like I said, I think I started watching it a couple of days ago, but it's dope. The ending, fuck, bruh. Fuck. You know what I mean? And I actually just ordered some books off Amazon. I recently got into, so I haven't really broken it down. I'm reading a series that's written by Quan Foyer, and the first book that I picked up from Barnes and Nobles that exposed me to Quan Foyer's urban fiction novels. It's like crime, urban fiction. So I like to call them hood epics because I feel like they're just epics and they're in the hood and they're dope as fuck and they are devious as well. The Quan Foyer's ability to paint these elaborate, action-packed, brutal, true to the streets crime sagas in the hood in the way that he does and the narratives he creates, I feel that alone is devious. So the first book I picked up of Quan's was this right here, which is called Street Dreams. Street Dreams is about it's about a nigga named Rio, and he's basically of the streets, you know what I mean? Young street Ronin by the name of Rio, who's in the streets, and he's already in love with Trinity. His girl's name is Trinity. He's already in love with her when the book starts, but shit gets down. So this was the first one, and then after I read that, I needed more. I was feeling for more Quan Foyer, you feel me? So went ahead and copped Animal. Fucking classic right here. And all I can say is you need to read this. You need to know Animal. Animal is a nigga you need to know. I'm glad I can say I know who Animal is. Cause this nigga right here, Animal is literally like my favorite character of all time. Books, anime, movies, like Animal is in my top 3. I don't even know who my top 3 favorite characters are, but I know Animal's in my top 3 of favorite characters I've ever been exposed to through any medium. I actually skipped Animal 2 because they didn't have it. So I copped Animal 3 and I already read it. I read Animal 3 in like 48 hours. I mean, I read pretty much all his shit. I mean, Street Dreams and Animal I read like over time, but by the time I got to this, like shit, I read through it like that. So, and Animal 3 gets down. This, catch up on Animal, bro. Whoever's seeing this, you need to. If you're not familiar with Quan Foyer, you need to go cop the Animal books. Start with Animal. Animal 2 is called The Omen. Animal 3 is called Revelations. I got Animal 4.5 Last Rites, and 4.5 is just an edition of Animal 4 with like, it has some more additional, I guess, material in it. So I just went ahead and copped Animal 4.5. I ordered that off Amazon, and then so I copped the Animal books, but then I also got into Sister Soldier because Sister Soldier was recommended basically just for me getting exposed to this urban fiction that I'm now reading. Of course, I was familiar already with like Iceberg Slim's Pimp novel just by reputation, but this is like Sister Soldier and Quan are like the new era of urban fiction, currently. So I copped this Midnight. Sister Soldier is known for the Midnight series as well as her initial debut novel, which was The Coldest Winter Ever. And I actually heard, or I seen on YouTube, I guess, they were there was like an interview with Sister Soldier, and I guess a lot of her concepts in Coldest Winter Ever were used in the series Orange is the New Black. And it was kind of like, they kind of took some ideas from her material and kind of incorporated that. And as we all know, Orange is the New Black was a very popular series. People were binge watching on Netflix. So this also a powerful story about a young native son who goes by Midnight. He grows up in Sudan, moves to America with his mother when he's like 12. And it's just a story about, entering manhood, basically. Very powerful story, very powerful novel. So I had to go ahead and cop part 2. Part 2 is coming in the mail. So I got Animal 4.5 coming in the mail. I got Midnight 2, Word is Bond, Midnight and the Meaning of Love. That's coming in the mail. And Rule of the Bone. I ordered the last new paperback copy of Rule of the Bone off Amazon. If you don't have a copy of Rule of the Bone, go ahead and go on Amazon and order yourself a used one or whatever one's available. They do have more copies, but I ordered the last new paperback. It said 1 in stock. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get that. I got another book that I ordered that I'll talk about at a later time. So I'm waiting on those. There's Midnight 3. It's called Moment of Silence. I'm going to be copping that. I'm going to be copping Animal 2, so I can see what I missed out on that. Quan has his like first 2 books. The first one was Gangsta, I think, and the second one was Road Dogs. And Road Dogs ties into the Animal series. If you're familiar with the characters of the Animal series, you'll understand once you get there with it. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm reading this. Animal the Beginning. Yeah, I just copped this. I went up to the mall yesterday. Went and seen Tomb Raider, actually. And it was cool. Tomb Raider was cool. But it was like pretty much a reboot. You know what I mean? It was a reboot of Lara Croft. And I hate when they do that. I hate when they give us these unnecessary origin stories because they're basically setting up the next one. They're setting up the next one, and it's like, we didn't need this one. You guys could have just skipped this one entirely and jumped into what you're going to do with the next one. You know what I mean? We don't need to know who Lara Croft is again. We all know who Lara Croft is. You feel me? Like, we already know. We don't need an origin story. Like, I feel like they always want to do these little elaborate origin stories and reboots now. But back in the day, they didn't do that. When Angelina Jolie was Lara Croft, they jumped right in with her fighting a fucking robot with her dual pistols. You know what I mean? They didn't bullshit around. They gave us right what we wanted. Resident Evil, they gave us right what we wanted. So, Yeah, so right now I'm reading this. This is Animal the Beginning. This is the story of how Animal became Animal, literally his childhood. This is Animal's Rule of the Bone. Excuse me. This is Animal's Rule of the Bone. And honestly, of the three that I've read so far, including Street Dreams, of Animal 3 and Street Dreams. Well, let's exclude Street Dreams. So of Animal and Animal 3, which really I love both. Animal 3 I like a little more than Animal, but Animal is fucking certified classic. There would be no Animal series without Animal. So, but Animal the Beginning, bro, this shit right here is like, fuck, bro. Shit is so dope. But yeah, that's what's devious. I'm about to watch Veronica. Once I watch Veronica, I'm probably gonna read some more of this Animal the Beginning. I got more books coming in the mail. I fucking spend all my money on books. I fucking bought a hat over there. I meant to actually do this video with the hat. Maybe I'll redo this video with my hat on. Or maybe I'll just put my hat on in the next video. I don't know. But yeah, so go watch On My Block. If you didn't watch Gook yet, watch that. And I can't tell you to watch Veronica yet because I haven't seen it. But I'm definitely about to watch it. Go check out some Quan Foyer, the Animal series. Sister Soldier, the Midnight series. That's what I'm into right now. And yeah, so that's what's devious. I'll check back in later. As always, stay devious. Y'all know what it is. Peace.